I made $4,500 last month by helping a local roofing company rank for keywords they didn't even know existed, and I did it without writing a single line of code or building a single traditional backlink. While everyone else is busy trying to start the next generic AI SaaS or fighting over pennies in the saturated world of AI-generated blog posts, there is a massive underserved gap in the local market. Small business owners like plumbers, electricians, and contractors are getting crushed by big lead gen sites like Angie and HomeAdvisor. They are desperate for local visibility, and most SEO agencies are charging them $3,000 a month for optimization that consists of nothing more than changing a few meta tags and hoping for the best. It is a scam, and the business owners know it. That is why they are ready to pay for something that actually moves the needle in the Google Map Pack. I am going to show you the exact AI-driven local SEO workflow that takes about 4 hours of setup and 1 hour of weekly maintenance per client. This is not about content at scale. This is about hyper-local authority that Google cannot ignore. Most people approach local SEO completely wrong. They think it is about keyword stuffing their Google business profile or buying 50 fake reviews from a farm in another country. That is the fastest way to get a client's listing suspended and your reputation destroyed. The other mistake is using generic AI tools to write local guides. If you ask ChatGPT to write a guide to the best neighborhoods in Austin, Texas, it will give you a generic list of tourist traps that every local resident knows is garbage. Google's algorithms are now sophisticated enough to recognize the lack of information gain. If your AI content doesn't provide new, specific, geolocated data that isn't already on 10,000 other websites, it will not rank. You are just adding to the noise. The real money is in the review to ranking loop and geo-fenced content clusters. The first step is identifying the right target. You don't want to work with businesses that are already winning. You want the invisibles. Use a tool like Perplexity AI to search for contractors in city with more than 50 reviews but not in the top 3 of Google Maps. Perplexity is better than standard search here because you can use its Pro Discovery mode to filter for businesses that have high sentiment but low visibility. Once you find a contractor on page 2 or 3 of the map pack, you have your lead. These businesses have a trust signal, the reviews, but they lack the relevant signal that Google needs to put them in the top 3. The actual method starts with the review sentiment engine. Most local businesses ignore their reviews or give one-word thanks replies. This is a wasted opportunity. Google uses the text in your reviews and your responses to understand what services you actually provide. I use a custom automation built in Make.com that connects the Google Business Profile API to Claude 3.5 Sonnet. When a new review comes in, Claude doesn't just write a thank you note. I prompt it to analyze the review for specific service keywords and then craft a response that reinforces those keywords while maintaining a human tone. If a customer mentions emergency pipe repair in the downtown area, the AI response will subtly include keywords about 24/7 plumbing services in specific neighborhood and quick response times for residential leaks. This creates a dense web of local keywords that are verified by actual customer interactions. This is the highest form of local juice you can get. Next, you need to build what I call Geo-Fenced Content Clusters. Instead of writing generic blog posts, you are going to use Claude to create project spotlights. Ask the business owner to send you 3 photos and a 2-sentence description of a job they did that week. You feed those photos and that tiny bit of context into Claude. You tell the AI, you are a local SEO expert. Based on these photos of a roof repair in the Pinecrest neighborhood, write a 300-word project spotlight. Include the specific street names nearby, the weather conditions during the job, and the specific materials used. Format this for a Google Business Profile update and a website recent work page. This produces content that is 100% unique, hyper-local, and impossible for a generic AI to replicate. You are feeding the algorithm specific geographic coordinates and service data. This is what moves a business from page 3 to the top of page 1. The third pillar of this workflow is the AI image optimization. Most people don't realize that Google reads images. I use an AI tool to generate descriptive alt text and captions that include the GPS coordinates of the service area. While the debate on eSIF data's direct impact on SEO continues, the vision capabilities of Google's AI are undeniable. By using AI to ensure every image uploaded to a client's profile is perfectly categorized, showing the difference between a shingle repair and a metal roof installation, you are giving Google the structured data it craves.
Let's talk numbers and proof. I implemented this for a local HVAC company that was stuck at rank 11 for AC repair. They were spending $2,000 a month on Google Ads just to get leads. Within 45 days of using the review sentiment engine and the project spotlight workflow, they hit the number 2 spot in the map pack. Their organic lead volume increased by 210%. They canceled their Google ad spend and handed me a check for $1,500 a month to keep the system running. I spend maybe 90 minutes a month on their account now because the AI handles the review responses and the content generation is streamlined. If you have 3 clients at $1,500 a month, that is $4,500 in recurring revenue. This is not a one-off gig. It is a vital business service. To start today, don't go out and try to sell AI services. Business owners don't care about AI. They care about phones ringing. Tell them you specialize in map pack dominance. Offer a local authority audit for free. Use Perplexity to show them exactly where their competitors are beating them in specific neighborhoods. Show them the sentiment gap in their reviews. Once they see the data, the sale is easy. You tell them you have a proprietary system for turning their daily jobs into search engine rankings. You need 3 tools to make this work efficiently. First, Perplexity AI for your initial market research and competitor gaps. Second, Claude 3.5 Sonnet for the content generation. It is significantly better at local nuance and following complex brand voices than GPT-4. Third, a simple automation tool like Make.com or even just a well-organized Google Sheet to track the project spotlights you are posting for your clients. Do not overcomplicate the tech stack. The value is in the workflow and the results, not the complexity of the software. Stop looking for the magic button that prints money while you sleep. That doesn't exist. But a high-leverage workflow that uses AI to do the heavy lifting of a specialized high-value skill, that is where the real income is. Local businesses are the backbone of the economy, and they are technologically illiterate. If you can bridge that gap using the tools I just described, you will never be without an income. You are providing a service that has a clear, measurable ROI. When a contractor sees their business at the top of the map when they search from their own driveway, you have a client for life. The window for this is open right now because most SEO experts are still trying to sell 2015-era strategies. They haven't realized that Google has shifted towards experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Nothing proves those 4 things better than AI-optimized real-world project data and intelligently handled customer feedback. Get off the sidelines. Find a local business with a decent reputation but poor visibility and run this process. The results will speak for themselves. If you want more no-fluff breakdowns of how I am actually using these tools to build a real business, you know what to do. No hype, just the work. I'll see you in the next one.